To some breaking news just in tonight. Democrat Graham Platner saying late this evening he plans to withdraw from his Senate race in Maine.
Fellow Democrats have been calling for him to step down amid new rape allegations. Our D.C. correspondent Emma Wolfhorst joins us live. What's the latest with this, Emma?
Well, Nicole, Jared, as you said, Platner posted this video on his social media account a little bit after 8 p.m. Eastern, saying that he was suspending campaign operations with the intent to withdraw from the race. He had a deadline to drop out of next Monday, July 13th, in order to be off the ballot for the general election. And growing calls have been increasing this week from fellow Democrats in the Senate and in the House, withdrawing their endorsements from Platner and telling him to step aside and drop out of this race after new sexual assault allegations. Platner was a pretty controversial candidate from the start, plagued with a lot of different allegations and stories from previous girlfriends about questionable behavior. But there was this pretty jarring report from Politico on Monday citing a woman, a 41-year-old Maine resident, who said that Platner sexually assaulted her, entered her home without her wanting him to enter her home in 2021. And with that report, many people withdrew their endorsement and called for Platner to step aside. This is a really big blow for Democrats. They're trying to unseat five-term incumbent GOP Senator Susan Collins in Maine, and now there will sort of be a scramble to choose a candidate to replace Platner. The Maine Democratic Party says they have plans to hold a nominating convention to choose the next candidate. The deadline for that is July 27th, so a ticking clock, just a few weeks for the Maine Democratic Party to get another candidate up there for this U.S. Senate race.
Yeah, coming up very quickly in Maine. Let's